Hello everybody, what is up? Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. It really just depends if you're new here or not. Now, there is another video I really want to work on today, so I'm going to do my best to just kind of speed run this one. With that being said though, I hope y'all are okay with watching the same gameplay that we used in yesterday's video. Y'all really seem to enjoy the Skibidi Toilet Invasion game, so we're going to be Skibidi Toileting again today. There's another video I really want to get to, so I am going to do my best to just power through this one because I am eager to make that second video to a second half that this is already a subject that we touched on. It was the first time we ever really dove into it, but I'm going to make a part 2 to it because there's a lot more to bring up and talk about, and it's a discussion that I think we all need to have. I'm also in my kitchen making this video, and the walls are like, it's a very open room, if that makes sense, so if I sound like a little bit echoey or if I sound like I'm in a tunnel or a cave, I promise I'm not. I'm safe and I'm home. I'm not out in the wilderness, and it's just bear with the sound. Okay, cool. We hit the 1 minute mark. That means we can start discussing today's video. YouTube bots typically analyze the first minute to the last minute of content, so the first 60 seconds of a video tells a YouTube bot whether you can monetize it or not, or whether it's going to get flagged or not. We're past the 1 minute mark, so let's get into the video. Now, I, the other day, seen a comment, and this was on a Eugenia Cooney video that I did, where a subscriber was talking about how they kind of blame Shane Dawson for, I said Shane Dawson, I mean Shane Dawson, but same, it works. For basically Eugenia Cooney getting back on the internet a little bit too fast after her recovery, saying it's potentially his fault why she never fully recovered. Now, that's a lot of blame, and I'm kind of 50-50 on the subject, but I do want to talk about it because I have a lot of thoughts and opinions on that, and I never really thought about that until I read their comment. I was like, okay, Missy ma'am, you might be onto something. So I want to talk about it today, y'all. Shane Dawson, for those of you who don't know, did a documentary with Eugenia Cooney, and this was in the 2019 era whenever she did go through that little bit of rehab process, and she came back to the internet, and Shane's video was her reintroduction to being online shortly after they did that documentary together, which she has since come forward and said yes, it was scripted, it was planned, we had good intentions doing it, but it was kind of like this pretty much lie and facade that they put on just to kind of reintroduce her to the internet. It was a win-win on both of their ends. Shane got paid a lot of money for doing the documentary. He had a lot of traction. It was like his hero arc on the internet, and Eugenia Cooney got to come back online with a positive outlook from her viewers.
Dealing with an eating disorder. As for I guess labels with things like that, there kind of would be times where I guess I realized hey, I'm not eating enough. I really probably should be taking better care of myself. And I would have people like my mom especially, and my family and my parents and everything, that would be you really should be taking care of yourself better and eating more, and would be bringing that up to me. And obviously the internet, there was a lot of people talking about that.
One of YouTube's biggest stars made a viral documentary about another YouTuber's. Experts say it could be harmful for its subject and audience. We are going to dive further into this article from the Business Insider, but before we do, I just want to quickly say that during that documentary, she seemed bright, peppy, excited to talk about this and to move forward and just be back on the internet and get her side of the story that she wanted people to see out there. Again, I say that because I don't think that it was the full truth. Allegedly. This whole video is going to be allegedly, though, for just legal reasons. I'm just here to give my opinion. None of this is actual facts. It's just what I think. But with that said, moving forward, it seemed okay. You can tell that Shane was pressing her to say more. He even said some things in that documentary referencing her appearance that could be triggering, and I've seen a lot of people who do struggle with what she goes through in the comment section there and over here when we covered this video in the past, talking about how that's actually very harmful, especially somebody who was just in rehab for this, who they're trying to get their mental peace back and protect their peace. You should not go and start throwing around stuff about their appearance, saying, oh, you look so beautiful, I'm sorry, I just had to say that. And she's like, okay, well, yeah, thank you. But even Katie Morton, who I think she's a psychologist or something, but he had her in on part of the team to do this video, and she was like, yeah, there's certain things we want to avoid here, which is talking about her appearance, asking uncomfortable questions, try not to be touchy, just let her know you're there for her, and just like let her talk and share her piece. Okay, but then Katie, soon after that documentary came out, seeing how good it was doing revenue-wise and number-wise, that Katie Morton decided to put Eugenia Cooney on her channel and talk about the 5150 experience. I did make a video talking about that in the past, so I'll be leaving that in the description box down below. Feel free to go check it out after this video because it's going to give y'all a lot more insight. I covered the video almost in its full entirety, and you can tell Eugenia was kind of getting over. She was just getting over it. She was like, I don't even know why I agreed to be here at this point. She didn't say that, but you can just tell by facial expression she didn't want to be there. Also, Katie was bringing up her appearance. She was being super touchy with her, and she was really milking the situation. And I've seen a lot of people as well who did struggle with this, and they're like, this is very harmful. If you are going through a situation like this, it's best to not have all eyes on you. And like I said, whenever Shane and Katie Morton had seen how much revenue they can rake in from doing that documentary, and then Katie Morton moving forward with talking about the 5150 over on her channel, they did not at that point give a shit about Eugenia or her recovery journey. At that point, it was all about raking in revenue. When Eugenia did take that break from the internet, and she did get that 5150, she ended up going to recovery voluntarily, allegedly, she looked a lot better. And I'm not here to be like, oh, she looks like this and that, but at the same time, our eyes don't lie. We've seen it. She did look like she was doing better. And then Shane put all eyes on her immediately, and she started to decline again.
I wish Eugenia could be like this again. Well, too bad, because she's not probably ever going to be like that again. So too bad. Sorry.
Just to throw myself in here as like a personal example for the situation, she should not have had all eyes on her, and she should not have had to relive that trauma with this disorder so quickly. I feel like she should have had more time offline to address this issue internally rather than put it on externally for everybody to comment about it. That's like, okay, a tree fell in my house and I was like actually freaking traumatized. Like, I had to restart everything in my home basically. I had to rebuy a lot of shit. And honestly, I bought a bed frame, a new bed, everything, but I put my mattress on the floor and slept on a mattress on the floor for like 2-3 months after it happened because I was traumatized. The tree like literally almost killed me. And I was like, well, if a tree falls again, shit, I want to be further down on the floor so it has less of a chance of actually unaliving me. I was traumatized. I had to talk to a therapist about the situation, and then I did overcome it. But there are certain moments where I'm like laying there at night and I'm like, I hope a tree doesn't fall on my ass, you know? But that's kind of like taking that trauma that I went through and then somebody cutting down a tree and letting it land right on my house again over top of me, just to be like, well, you said he was doing better with this trauma, so let's just like relive this experience and then talk about it, just to see how you react this time. Looking back on the situation, I think it's so effed up what Shane Dawson did with Eugenia Cooney, and we did talk about it in the past, I think 2-3 different times, about how she came forward, said it was scripted, it wasn't true. And I think that could be for 2 different reasons. One, she didn't want to have to take accountability for not getting better after coming out about having a disorder. But then 2, I think that it was also to kind of save face, so she doesn't have to come out and be like, yes, I have this disorder, and to kind of save Shane Dawson in a way, to be like, don't go attack him because, you know, I planned this, it was scripted, the whole 9 yards. I hope this makes sense. Now, this article starts with the return of Eugenia Cooney, follows Dawson as he explores the past and present of Cooney, a YouTuber who appears to struggle with a severe and recently returned to the platform after a rehabilitation visit. Insider spoke with 2 experts, neither of whom have personally treated Cooney, who believes that Dawson's video could be harmful to both Cooney and its audience. Then it states here, Dawson did not return request for comment. I skipped like 2-3 paragraphs, but it was nothing retaining to this video. It was more so just talking about that short documentary he did about TanaCon with Tana Mojo. It says here, and for Eugenia Cooney, his latest YouTuber subject, who was widely speculated to have a severe before a stint in rehab, he paved the way for a comeback and a fresh audience of more than 600,000 new subscribers. The return of Eugenia Cooney has been viewed over 27 million times. And I want y'all to keep in mind that 27 million view count was just for when this article had came out and was published, because by the time I had reacted to that video, it had 34 million views and then trickled up to 35 million views by the time it was uploaded. I'm going to read like 2 more pages from this article, then I'm going to jump back into commentary. Don't worry for those of you who are like, I'm starting to get bored. It says here in February, Cooney tweeted that she was taking a break from social media to voluntarily work with her doctor on a medical issue that fans largely assumed was her appearance in Dawson's video was supposed to be a signal of her comeback. Anytime that we focus on a story of a young woman who appears to be in a very, very thin body, it has a subject impact on mostly young followers, but even older people. Janelle Mensinger, a research psychologist and biostatistician, I chopped that up. Don't come for me, okay? I know I chopped that up. In the Dorrance Seif School of Public Health at Drexel University, told Insider. Sorry, I know. Y'all, don't come for me. Now, the article did say one more thing that I don't feel like we need to look at the article to say it, but it did say how whenever the video first came up, the first thing that you seen when you clicked on it was a black screen with a trigger warning of the subject matter for the video and what they're going to be discussing about the disorders. You know, when Eugenia first came back on the internet, that was it, in that Shane Dawson documentary. And a lot of people were in the comment section in support of it. And there were so many people who were new to Shane Dawson who ended up subscribing because they thought Shane was like the hero for bringing this to light. And everybody looked at him like he was the one who helped her initiate recovery or something. But that was not the case. He just wanted to kind of rake in on the revenue since she was a huge online personality. We all have intrusive thoughts. We all have them. Sometimes our intrusive thoughts win. But if you're going to be doing something as large as this, to where you have to hire on a psychologist, aka Katie Morton, to say what is acceptable to do, what is unacceptable to do, what can I say, what can I not say. I don't want to trigger her. That's my biggest thing. I do not want to trigger her. I want her to feel comfortable. And Katie's like, don't do this, this, and that. What did Shane do? Automatically did this, this, and that, and potentially did trigger her. And like I said, if you're going to be doing something this huge, especially knowing this could be a trigger for somebody who just went through something huge, which was that recovery for Eugenia Cooney, you need to commit to the bit and not let your intrusive thoughts win. You need to make sure that person doesn't get triggered, which he probably did trigger her multiple times, but it only got worse when she did go do that little video with Katie Morton then over on her channel.
You just flashed everybody. Kind of impossible because I get shorts on. So, nope. I have shorts on, everybody. See? I literally can never do anything right. Like, seriously. Like, it doesn't matter if it's an accident, guys. Whether it is or not, I'm gonna be screwed. Like, if that's the case. Like, it's on Twitter. You can go back to Twitch. It's just great. I don't know what's gonna happen next. Like, I don't know. I feel like I screwed up. Twitch is next. Why is that gonna be any better? It's really good going on here while I could be on here. I don't know what's gonna happen after this. I know I did it to myself. I know. Alright, I'm just gonna end.
She had a history of flashing, still kind of does to this day, but it's a lot more mild since she did get that age restriction and got hit with a ban over on TikTok for it. Also was temporarily demonetized because of it. I think she does this for two different reasons. I'm not an expert. I am not an expert. I'm just here giving my thoughts and opinions. Y'all can disagree with me. Y'all can agree with me. Y'all can try to change my mind. It is what it is. But I feel like she did a 1 to body check and 2 to get people talking about it because they're talking about how thin she is. That's going to be affirmation towards her. Also, I think she panders to like a weird demographic with the helps of her mother. And I think her mother's kind of in on it. Like it's a sick little joke because her mom would film her upskirt as she's like walking up the stairs, and it's disgusting. You don't do that to your fucking kid, but you know, it's such a messy situation when it comes down to just the Cooney family in general. Again, this whole video has been allegedly. That is my favorite word to use. Allegedly. This video has been allegedly. It's all alleged. There's no fact behind it. It's just me blowing smoke out of my ears, talking shit on the internet. There's no facts behind it. I'm just giving y'all my opinion on what I think about the situation. And when I saw what my subscriber thought and was like, what if it was Shane's fault? I was like, you may be right, allegedly. But this is something, I don't know how, but I've never thought about it. I just never thought about Shane because who thinks about Shane Dawson? Not I. Not I. But when I see my subscribers say that, I was like, this is definitely a discussion that we can have over here on this channel. So yeah, if you're that subscriber who called that out, let me know in the comment section. I can pin your comment if you would like for me to, so you can get the discussion going on your tab, or we can just all do it openly in the comment section down below. But I want to get y'all's thoughts and opinions on this situation. Do y'all think she could have had a better chance at recovery, which I know the person themselves have to want it? Eugenia has always said she's never had an issue, but in that documentary, she was like, I understand I could have been taking better care of myself. Tried to take a little bit of accountability, even though she did say it was scripted, whatever. But do y'all think, allegedly, that Shane Dawson could have played a role in her not properly recovering during that time period? I don't know. I just want to get y'all's thoughts and opinions. Again, this is all allegedly. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up, and I will catch y'all in the next damn video. Alright, bye.